Welcome back to KY Green. In this segment, we will teach you how to add jobs and service costs into the system. To begin, use your assigned username and password. And click on the Login button. Use the drop-down box to select the year and the month you wish to bill in. Click on View Report. As a reminder, KY Green has a new feature for the Checkout Check-in Report for Editing button. To eliminate the possibility for multiple users to edit or submit a draw simultaneously and create potential issues, this feature will not allow a user or administrator to proceed without checking out the report for editing. While the report is in checkout mode, no other user or administrator will be allowed access to that report. Under the Jobs tab, you will have the ability to add new job or view job history. By selecting Add New Job, the system will allow you to begin entering job data. The WX710 form has been updated to include 2 additional fields that were not previously collected from the client file: the income level and children ages 6 to 17. A new feature in KY Green is that client demographics are collected on the front end by job basis. The breakdown report will now automatically calculate. After you have entered your demographic information, click on the Save New Job. Scroll to the bottom of the page and click on the button that reads Create Job Data for this month. Click the Select button under Job Month Data. The system will now allow you to begin entering service costs for this job. Use the drop-down box to change the job status. As a reminder, there are differences between the walkaway and canceled units. Walkaways are agency-driven, where canceled is client-driven. A new feature in KY Green is that DOE and LAHEAP job costs are no longer separated. You can access both funding sources on one page. The system now automatically calculates the program ops, health and safety, materials, labor, and job cost totals for you. After you begin entering service costs for this job, scroll down to find the next new feature in KY Green. KY Green is now collecting DSM and donated materials and labor costs. There is a secondary review screen on this job tab and displays exactly like it does on the WX710 form. This is another way to quick reference your service cost. When you are finished, click on the Save button. The system will prompt you with 4 additional options. Edit allows you to edit the service cost for this job entered. Exit Job Month saves your information but takes you back to the report screen. Create New Job allows you to create another job for that month. And Return to All Jobs returns you to the monthly job report. To submit your draw, click on the Return to All Jobs button. On the Continue button to advance to the next tab. Under the DOE tab, begin with completing Section 2 for DOE program income. Scroll down to begin entering your Section 3 WX inventory. Continue scrolling down the page to enter in Section 4 Health and Safety inventory. And Sections 5, 6, and 7 will automatically be populated for you. When you are finished with Section 4, scroll back to the top of the page for Section 1 DOE 702 invoice. Verify your 702 amounts and adjust, if necessary, your administration, weatherization program support, liability insurance, financial audit, TNTA, and make any necessary adjustments. A new feature in KY Green is that weatherization program support now includes labor from jobs in walkaway status this month. The benefit to including walkaway labor in program support and not in labor is that it helps your percentages and averages by not affecting your material versus labor percentages. Walkaway labor cannot be attributed to anything else but a function that is performed to support the program. There are times when walkaways are necessary, but because there is a 40% state-imposed support cap on program support, we highly encourage the agencies to be very proactive and devise a pre-screening process that will allow for more in-depth review before travel time is invested. To calculate your total weatherization program support expenses for the month, you'll need to add both cells in the monthly column. Click on the Save button and click on the Download and Print button. As a time-saving measure, KY Green now automatically records your agency name and draw year and month at the top of your invoices. Another optional feature is that we now allow for electronic signatures. If your agency allows for the use of electronic signatures and is utilizing PDF Pro, this is another nice time-saving feature now offered in KY Green. Refer to the electronic signatures document for further instruction. If you choose not to use the electronic signatures for your 702 invoice, simply print off your invoice and sign and date and return it with your supporting documentation. Now that we are finished with your DOE 702 invoice, scroll back to the top of the page and advance to your LIHEAP section. You will want to repeat the same steps for LIHEAP as you did for your DOE. When you are finished, click on the Save and Continue button or click on Breakdown. Once you have printed off your DOE and LIHEAP 702 invoices, there are two ways to exit the system. Under the Breakdown tab, you can select Save and Exit or Submit Report. Save and Exit will save your changes, check the draw back in, and return you to the Home Report page, where Submit Report will save your changes, check the draw back in, and submit your draw to KHC for review. The system will return you to the Jobs tab for that month, where you can see that the report has been locked, submitted, and date stamped. As a reminder, depending on the type of errors within the report, the system may not allow you to save and exit or submit your report. There are two different types of error messages. If you exit the system when the Cannot Save or Submit Report error message is prompted, you will lose all data and will be required to re-enter your information when you return. If you exit the system when the Cannot Submit Report error message is prompted, the system will save your data and you can return later to fix the issues. For this example, I will need to provide an exemption justification. Under the Report Overview Yearly Average Cost and Limits, I will provide a detailed description for my exemption justification. I will scroll back to the top and hit Submit Report. The system wants you to acknowledge that you're not within your averages, and you would just hit Submit anyway. Scrolling back to the top of the page, you can now see that the report has been locked, submitted, and date stamped. Draw status updates will be sent via email through KY Green anytime your draw has been submitted, approved, and not approved, with a detailed list of required updates. The agency's executive director and everyone else listed on the KY Green update form will receive these notifications. When a draw is not approved by KHC and updates to documentation is needed, like the initial draw submission, agencies should only send those updates to the WX invoice at kyhousing.org. If you are finished working in KY Green, simply click on the Logout button to exit the system.